Well, hey there. Welcome to the Pawpaw Chronicles and More with Jim. Well, today, what I'm doing is I cleaned out around the base, and I got that upside down. I cleaned up around the base of this little tree. This is a root sucker, and there's something here in a moment I'm going to explain to you about root suckers that I've noticed, and I will say I'm quite surprised with some of the things that I come across. But that being said, the way I've learned is basically observation. I try to observe that which I see and think in my head, what is it that I'm looking at and why is it that this is happening? But here's something that I will share with you. I'm going to say maybe a couple years ago, I had a grafted tree that was a mango here. And the mango, I'm so far north, the tree was a big, beautiful tree. I've shared it with the group before, and it was pretty. But in the wintertime, it kept getting burnt on the terminal buds. And although it was probably one of the bigger trees I had here, it never flowered. The buds would be there, but they never would flower. And it's like when the terminal bud got burnt, it expelled those flower buds. And then the year before last, we had a extremely late freeze. In fact, it was so bad that none of the trees had fruit in them. It blew all the flower buds up, with the exception of a sunflower up front, and it only had one cluster. With that being said, the tree in the end, what I did is I cut the tree down because it took on that burn that year, and then something got into it. And I don't think it was ambrosia. I didn't see the ambrosia in the tree, didn't see indications. I think it may have been a peduncle got into it, I don't know. But regardless, I chose not to take a chance. So I went ahead and I cut the tree out. And I didn't want whatever was in that tree to spread to the rest of the trees. And then I took a barrel that the bottom and the top was cut out of and set it out over top of the stump, threw all the brush and everything in there, set it on fire, burnt it up. And then as time went on, root suckers came up. So what I did was, last year I selected one root sucker in which I did attempt to graft onto it. And because we had such a cool spring, the graft didn't take, but it shot up another root sucker right next to it. So we're going to go ahead and allow this to grow this year, and come next year, I'm going to graft onto this. Now, something that I wanted to share with you that I come to find. Whenever I burnt the stump out, I had root suckers growing out here, and they were all small, and I selected one and protected it, and it was the healthiest. The one that grew the most. The rest of them I just mowed them down. Since then, and that was last year, since then root suckers are not coming up. It took a couple times of mowing to put a stop to them, but what happens is the stump was over there. Now this root sucker here is living off of the root system of that stump. So all the other root suckers, all the energy from that stump is translated into one. I find that interesting because I no longer have root suckers trying to come up out here, and it's just that the growth is into this. This right here shot up beside what I grafted earlier this year. It started shooting up probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and look how much it's grown. It's grown almost 3 foot tall already. So this right here should be a good candidate for me to graft onto. It's just that I wanted to share something with you about root suckers that I didn't know, but through observation I see that, when you got root suckers coming up from a dead tree, select one root sucker and just mow the rest of them out of the way. And over a period of time, those two will quit coming up, and all the energy will go in to the one. Anyways, that's just an observation that I wanted to share. My name's Jim. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to click on that bell for any notifications. Any comments or questions that you may have, I welcome. Have a God bless day.